Well, Dwight, 1-1 draw in the end. Do you think the scoreline was an accurate reflection of the game?
Yeah, I think so. I got to give Western United's a bit of credit. They really came at us. The onus is on them to win the game at home. Obviously, the not so good start for them being obviously defending champions. So we felt that this was probably likely to be our toughest test, and it proved to be that way particularly. So, but I'm delighted obviously with the point.
Couldn't help but notice that you and your coaching staff were in a bit of a conference with the referees after the game. Was that related to the goal and the offside decision?
Yeah, because we felt that the decision was already made, and even in that long duration of stop and whatever, they obviously gone to the VAR to have a second look again, and then it came out of the blue, so it took us a little bit surprised. So we wanted to know why was such a long delay of making such decision. But we respect the VAR and we respect the decision by the referee, and we just moved on.
Philip Curto had to come off in this game. Obviously, you don't take your keeper off unless he's injured.
Yeah.
What's the nature of the injury?
Well, we haven't quite sure, but it's something to do related towards his calf, so he was tightening up, and I'm sure the doctor and the physio will have a look initially at it, and then we'll have a sort of an assessment and find out exactly what's going on. But, yeah, he had to come off.
Obviously, you have to wait for scans and that sort of thing. Does it seem like something that will keep him out? Obviously, got a big game against Sydney FC next week to look forward to.
Yeah, I wouldn't sort of get ahead of myself too much. These keepers, these injuries sometimes just happen at the moment. But I think he made the right call. He's one of the ultra professional, so we always respect that. But we got a equally as good as a second goalkeeper to come on. So the decision is a very straightforward one.
Daniel De Silva, we saw you said to Channel 10 during the week he should be looking in the frame for Socceroos. It felt like he was very impressive again tonight. What did you make of his performance?
Yeah, listen, you can't fault Danny. As far as I'm concerned, I put it out there because, I've had the experience of playing international football. I've had the experience of playing at the very top. When I see a damn good player in Danny, and that's exactly what I vouch. And, it's my duty as a manager to push someone like his class to get into the Australian, as I said. It's not my decision to make to pick the squad, but I know what the quality player he's got, and I think if you're looking for someone that has the class and can make a little bit of a difference, not just with his energy but his football intelligence, put it this way, we are delighted that he's our player.
Notice today that when you were making the changes, when you brought Anthony on, you were playing Lockie and Craig further up the pitch, and you pushed Danny back into a more deep-lying midfield role. What did you make of his performance in that role, and is that something we could see moving forward?
No, it's not something we really want to, but under the cushion, we realized that in those areas, we got, people, Kieran Backus out, we got, obviously our captain out, we got Charles out in those crucial areas there. So we're a little bit thin, and we felt that with Danny, it's such a person that it can play all these fantastic positions and with his football intelligence. So I felt that to take control of the game or try to get control of the game, we needed his input in that central area. And of course, we got Jerry also was on a yellow card, and he looked likely he may got so that was a sort of a tactical sort of maneuver from our end to make sure that we try and stabilize things rather than lose the game and risk Jerry getting a yellow card. So it's all tactical. We're fully aware of some of these things that we have to make these decisions. We take away that little sort of flair going forward with Danny, with his vision and what he brings, but also he's capable of playing that role, which we needed to see the game through.
Well, Dwight, Daniel Arzani obviously had a really tough game today against Josh Riz, a really tough opponent. I guess, how'd you see his game today? Obviously, every time he got the ball, it looked like he was getting 2 or 3 players going to him, but how do you think he sort of coped with that, a bit of extra attention tonight?
I think he's done all right. He's not really set the game on fire, but we knew that this game was going to be a test, and that's another challenge. When you become a player that everybody talks about and he has his ability to do special things, you got to get special attention. And tonight he's coming up against an old fox who's been around the block a little bit, so to speak. And so that was going to be another test from a mental standpoint. I think he did all right. I felt that he could have actually, sort of run him the other way. But overall, I'm still pleased with what we have done and came here to achieve. Would have liked, obviously, 3 points. Wasn't meant to be. We're still unbeaten. We'll take that point and get back to Sydney.
You had Craig play a little bit more centrally today with Ulysses out of the team. How did you see his performance today? Obviously, he plays more naturally out in the wing, but him taking up a bit of a different role tonight.
Say that again, who was that?
With Craig playing more as a 10 tonight instead of playing out on the wing.
Yeah, listen, we have a fantastic squad, and then we look at Nuni in terms of his age and his experience, what he can actually bring. He's quite an intelligent player. We have a certain structure and a way we want to play, where our wide players are predominantly fast and we want to play high and wide. And so we look at trying to maneuver Craig in that position, i.e. with Ollie, Ule obviously being out our captain. We feel that that is a position, it's new to him a little bit, but he still has that intelligence to play. And it's just a matter of reps, getting to know it. I think he'll be tremendous in that position. But overall, I think I'm pleased with the team in terms of what we've done. We keep that unbeaten run going. And sometimes when you come against the defending champion, it's never going to be easy. And so we are delighted to be on that same unbeaten run, and we'll take the point and go back to Sydney.
Apart from Philip, did you avoid other injuries tonight?
Listen, we were down to our bare bones, and we are lucky. Obviously, we got to assess, Phil when we get back there. But I think overall we got some, Charles is out with flu, as I said, and obviously Ule is out for a bit. We still got some guys back home who are quite not up to speed that should add more firepower to our squad. We are we're relatively new in the league and still building our squad. And I think even with some of the young players like Jed Drew, obviously given that opportunity, we still want to open the doors to young players coming in, and you're seeing people like, Moody, and these guys are getting on the bench, Lil Young, Uli Jones. So these are young players at 18 and 19 that we had to put on the bench. But we want to encourage the young players from our academy to be given those chances, win those chances. But like I said, we got to just manage with what we got for now, and we got a huge game next week.
Do you think you get guys like Charles or maybe Kieran back? Do you get any of those guys back for Sydney FC?
Yeah, well, we're hopeful, and hopefully that will give us, a much more selection of players to choose from. But these guys got to get healthier first. Bacchus was just on the verge of returning, but we wanted to make sure we're never going to win the league or be in contention, whether we win or lose this game tonight. We need to take precaution, and players' safety is absolutely paramount in terms of their preparation. We don't want to lose them for short term. We want them for a longer period. So we had to give them those extra moments. But yeah, we expect to try and get Charles and Bacchus back, and that gives us a much more of a nucleus to try and add to our squad.